Next up. What's up? Kita kembali lagi untuk Next Up presented by Rakan Muda. Untuk episod 18, memandangkan 8 is my favourite number. Of course, I've got to bring in my favourite person. Some people know him for his hair. Some people know him for his name. Some people know him for his band. But I know him as my ex-boyfriend in terms of show. Okay, we were partners in a show last time. Siapakah dia akan reveal kejap lagi, especially bagi dia flip hair sikit. Semuanya kejap lagi, korang relax dulu. We'll be right back. Hi guys, we are back. Next up, episode ke-18 presented by Rakan Muda. And now it's time for me to reveal my friend, or more of a ex-partner. We used to do a show together, which I miss very, very much. We've got Darren from a band, An Honest Mistake. Itu tagline dia. Hi guys, I'm Darren from the band An Honest Mistake. That's his tagline. Yeah,
okay, you know me so well. Huh?
I know you too well. I know wherever you go, intro, outro, all like that. I'm Darren from the band An Honest Mistake. Ciao.
She just did my intro. So I don't think I need to introduce myself, but there's also going to be like a super down here, my name all.
Yeah. But this is Darren Tay. Often people confuse him with Darren Ashley.
Yeah.
And they are both known for their coloured hair.
Coloured hair, and both also do music.
Yes. Yeah. Cuma Darren Tay has a longer hair lah. And straight. Darren Ashley got curly red hair.
Yeah.
Curly red hair. Cannot say colour lah. Colour you all change all the time.
Exactly.
Sometimes purple, sometimes pink,
true.
sometimes yellow, according to mood. So now, speaking of your hair colour, which is very personal to you, we want to know Darren as Darren. Put aside An Honest Mistake for a bit, okay? Darren as Darren. A little bit about yourself, because I know you too damn well. I know what you've been doing before people know you as Darren from the band An Honest Mistake. So what were you doing? How did you even decide to start a band?
Yeah, I think what's interesting about me that many people who don't know me is that I used to teach English. So
he teach me English also, okay? He always correct my English in the studio.
So I used to teach English in Lim Kok Wing, and I was fortunate because when I graduated, I got the job almost immediately. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I believe through friends and connections, from the entertainment scene, that's actually how I got the job.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there for 6 years. While I was teaching, I was also playing and organizing shows already.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of how one thing led on to another. From teaching led to me working at the music venue called Laundry. Laundry is a venue which is legendary. It's no longer around. It came before the B. And even the B is not here anymore.
Yeah, true.
Now got Petai Belalang.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, but so from there I was organizing a lot of shows, and then the person at Laundry left, and they said, hey, why don't you just take the job? And I said, okay, cool.
Okay.
So that's what I did, and after that I went into artist management.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was really nice. And after artist management, because of my experience doing artist management, being in a band, music, and being in the scene for so long, I ended up with an events company for a while. And we did Urbanscapes for that 1 year only because it was a short thing. Then after that, I ended up working, or more like right now, my current job is I'm the marketing guy at Fred Perry.
He's being humble, by the way, guys.
Which is kind of cool, So from teaching to artist management to organizing shows, and then festivals and learning all these bits and pieces, that's how I ended up at this current job where I'm no longer second guessing myself. I know what I'm doing. I'm not like, hey, betul ke ni? I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you have experienced a little bit of here and there of everything.
Yeah.
And how? Then when did you decide to let's form a band?
When I think for me, I started playing music when I was 14. When I was 14, I only knew 2 guitar chords. But I also learned a lot from observation. I learned by watching my brother play. So my brother, was in a big band before. He moved to Australia. Now he tours with the big bands in Australia. But how it all started was when he's like, hey, you play lah the bass line of Sweet Child of Mine because I want to play the Sweet Child of Mine punya solo.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it started, right? So I played on a lousy guitar that we had at home, and then later on I picked up the bass. Yeah, so it all started when I was like 14, and started playing bass in church, and then picked up guitar a little bit, picked up like the drums and all the other instruments. It was a natural progression to want to learn all the other instruments, right? And then after that I was like, okay, maybe now is a good time to do something with my talent.
Okay.
Right? So then I joined a band. In fact, I didn't start a band. I joined a band first as the bassist in this band called Army of Three, and but there were 4 people. Yeah, so it was kind of a cool band. You know, we met through mutual friends and stuff like that. Because I was in Kajang, these guys were in Cheras.
Jauh. No, dekat.
No, not that far. Yeah, but yeah, so. From then on, you know, it just kind of like happened. It was a natural progression, right?
Right.
So that was like, what, 2005? You know, I was like 17, 18. And then...
Don't do the math.
And then when 2008, 9 came around, you know, I was in uni.
Right.
You know, it was like the tail end of uni already. I was like, okay, you know, I think I've got all these like acoustic songs written. And I was really into Dashboard Confessional and Taking Back Sunday and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, you know, these are songs that I like, you know, now I want to write songs that sound like that or inspired by that, right? So it was just a natural progression, right?
Okay.
So then I started the band in 2008, and it was initially just an acoustic solo project, and I was like, I think I need more energy, right? So I got a drummer, got some other musician friends on board. And then it just evolved and evolved, and up to what it is now, right? Yeah. So, you know, from being an acoustic emo band, you know, it became a pop punk, easy core band, and of course, you know, having influences from like our heavier side of things. It was just, it just happened, lah. Yeah. So and then up till now, you know, last year we put out an album, you know, it's called the Lonely Hearts Club.
Yes.
So I think with that, if you listen to all the albums, you can hear the progression of the sound as well.
True.
So what made me decide? It was just a natural thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So talking about natural, kejap lagi kita nak go personal pula about his hair. Why does it change and how did it get to this length? Okay, kejap lagi, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. Episode ke-18. Next up, presented by Rakan Muda with Darren from the band An Honest Mistake. Tu dia. I give you your tagline, you know. I read it out for you. Okay, now let's talk about your hair. A little personal, which is about your hair. You guys have to check out his very first video. He is so cute. Wow, but he got short hair. Cute. At first when you showed me, I also cannot detect that was.
It was long-ish, lah. It was short.
It was not long.
No. It was short-ish. You know what I mean?
It was a short emo style.
Yeah,
but
correct.
It was short, not this long.
It's not this long.
But what makes you feel like growing your hair long
Very good question.
maintain your hair this length?
Very good question. I mean, in fact, it's a 2-part question. The first part is, when I was growing up in school, I always had longer hair than usual.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Hey, school allow me?
Exactly.
Oh.
Which school will allow you to have long
yeah,
hair?
that's
Unless, I mean, I don't think international schools here allow you to have long hair either.
During those times, I
So
I don't know now though.
but my hair was always combed up, right? You know, like
So it
like
looks
like a Hong Kong gangster, right?
wow.
It was always combed up.
good looking.
And that one is it's obvious. Yeah. So the thing is, it's always been combed up, and it would be, and I would gel it up, right?
So
and
that's
I'll
how
use
you
the
hide it,
hardest gel, yeah.
Okay.
So it's all combed up, and my teachers, you know, the discipline teachers, I can't remember their names because they are that insignificant in my life right now, and that's why I became a teacher, so I'd be a cool teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. So what had happened was, they would hunt me, right?
For your hair?
When I was in primary school, already started.
But why? But
up till when I was in Form 6.
slick back kan? Like it's not like you
Exactly.
let go.
You see, it wasn't messy, it wasn't untidy, and that's why I feel the rules of education in Malaysia need to tweak a little bit lah.
Oh, for hair lah.
I mean, for the way you look lah, you know, I
Okay.
think the way you look really
But
doesn't
why were they
represent
hunting
anything.
you for?
Yeah, But because the rules are you need to have long hair, okay? Rambut depan tak boleh cecah kening. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but you
that
sit back,
makes
kan?
sense, right? And then, kat tepi tak boleh sentuh telinga, kat belakang tak boleh sentuh collar, all these kinds of weird rules, right?
Okay.
Now, so as school children, we'd abide, right? So long story short, teachers used to come and hunt for me, and I would be playing basketball in the court or whatever, and then some of the friends would message me and say, hey, don't come back to class yet because
discipline teacher is here.
Discipline teacher is here. They're looking for you.
Okay.
Just stay in the court. We'll let you know when to come back. Stuff like that lah. So
Good
I mean, I wouldn't say I was a naughty student, right? I didn't break the rules a lot.
Per se,
A lot, yeah.
disciplinary in
Yeah,
that sense.
correct. I didn't have
You're
any
not
discipline.
naughty lah.
Correct.
You just want to keep your hair.
Correct. So, and then they would comb my hair. Oh, Darren, kau sini. Oh, comb my hair down,
And
pour
cut.
water, and then cut in front of the whole school. And this is a common thing from when I was young, like in primary school, right?
Okay.
So, I vowed to never, ever have short hair ever again in my life. So, and that's why I have long hair. So,
You
right.
keep growing from there lah.
Yeah, so after Form 6 was done, then I had like a bit of a break, and then I went into uni, right? Then it was kind of like growing. And towards the tail end of uni, because I did a teaching program, I mean, I did TESOL, right? Teaching English as a second language. And one of the, basically your what is that, internship had to be in a school. So I knew, obviously, when I was going to get into the school, I, as a teacher in a public school, in a sekolah menengah in Bukit Beruntung,
Okay.
it's like kampong-ish school. Of course, I had to adhere to the rules, right? So I knew what to do. But while I was in uni, my lecturers, now they didn't cut my hair lah.
Okay.
But they would say, "Oh, Darren, you need to have short hair. You need to be a model to your students." Blah blah blah. And I stood up for myself. Now, this is also a thing, right? Because in Asia, or at least in Malaysia, we are so scared and terrified of our teachers that we never stand up to them.
Right.
So I told
Stand
myself,
up for the right reasons though.
yeah, so I stood up for myself. I said, ma'am, I am still a student now. Of course, I know what to do when I actually get to a school.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm enjoying my best life. Let me live my best life. Who cares if I have long hair?
Yeah, as long
Right
as
now,
you're
I'm
teaching
still
the
a
right
student,
thing, yeah.
Then I realized after I was done, when I actually ended up teaching in Lim Kok Wing, everything that I learned in the 3 years of uni, I used maybe like 20% of it.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah. Because when I actually got to Lim Kok Wing, honestly, the first year, I was still navigating like how to actually teach.
Yeah.
I did a lot of the programs. I learned the relationships between two alphabets.
What?
In a word, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's complicated stuff, right? We
Okay.
learn the theoretical stuff, but then the practical stuff was not real enough.
All right. Right.
But that being said, it all goes back to me vowing never to have short hair
So when you
again.
were teaching also you had long hair lah.
I had long hair. So Lim Kok Wing allowed me to have long hair. Lim Kok Wing allowed me to go to work in black jeans, black shoes, towards the end I was going to uni in shorts. Okay? But as long as everything was black. I wore a
Okay.
t-shirt, it started from shirt, dress shoes, and then I just started dressing down. But because it's an art school, right?
Okay, yeah.
But at the same time, what is the key element of teaching?
Right.
It's imparting knowledge, right?
Yeah.
For the person to learn rather than how you look. And then I was teaching at an international university, global university, where people came from all over the world. So all these things didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right? The concept of a teacher, didn't have to remain that way.
True.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
When did you start dyeing your hair?
I started dyeing my hair when I was
Lim Kok
actually in uni.
Lim Kok
But it's at that time I was using like cheap red dye, like the box dye, red color one.
Right.
I didn't even bleach my hair. I just
Okay.
applied the dye.
Okay.
And then it was only when I started earning when I was in Lim Kok Wing. Then I was like, okay, now I got money to go to a salon. So I started bleaching and then started doing like my hair the proper way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we get to the other topic, what was your first hair color? Do you
It
remember?
was red. It was red.
The first one you went to proper shop?
Yeah, red.
Red.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's always been red.
I'll ask him later why. Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk more about Darren. So you guys sit back, sit tight. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. Episod ke-18 next up, presented by Rakan Muda. Still here with Darren from...
Darren from the band An Honest Mistake.
Yes.
sir.
Finally, I made him say it. Okay, now coming back to the colour lah.
Yeah.
The first hair colour, do you remember? Not from the box one.
Yeah, so it was the box red initially, and then but my first hair color that I did when I earned my own money was red also, but it was bright red. So it was bleached and it was bleached out, and then it was bright red, and my whole head was red. And I was known for that for many, many years. That Deandra, at that time, she also had red hair. So a lot of people would mistake Deandra and myself also.
And then Darren
Which
actually
was-
also had red hair.
Yeah, and Darren actually also had red hair at that time. That's why a lot of people confused us.
Yeah,
Even though Darren and myself, we actually look very different also. Yeah, but red was the color. And then I was like,
And the name
okay,
also lah.
yeah.
For you and for you
Name
and Darren,
also.
eh?
Yeah.
For you and...
So, but yeah, with the hair color, it was red, and then later on, I think I discovered this place, this salon, and they said they wanted to experiment. I said, sure, go ahead.
Okay.
So they did like pink and purple, blue, black, half like colored, and then we did like this neon orange and blue and
But you
all
never
kinds
had
of
any
colours.
problem rocking all these bright colours.
I used to feel very awkward, like the first time I did like a darker color like blue or purple, I was like, very gangu, because I've always had red hair for so long, right?
Okay.
So then I just got used to it. Yeah. So
Right.
then when I did rainbow, which was basically all the 7 colors, then that opened up like another world as well. Then I started working with another hairstylist.
Okay.
And we would experiment all the time because she doesn't get to experiment with that many colors with her clients.
Right.
So I am always her experiment, which is fine. So then we did neon green. We did I think the only thing I have not done is actually there's a new trend where you dye your roots
Yeah.
and not the
not the whole hair,
not the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
head. Yeah. So I've not done that, but I don't think I
Technically-
want to do that.
You don't need to do it. Your hair looks like it.
Yeah.
Like you're doing it already. Yeah, so you don't need to do it lah. You look like
Yeah.
you're doing it already. So that's about hair color. Now, the question is, because you do have your current job as well, which is
Yeah.
pretty professional. Is there any problem with your colors, with your hair color?
No, in fact, like they embrace it. I think working at a job like Fred Perry, where the punk subculture and the appreciation for alternative life. I mean, like in this sense, I won't say alternative lifestyle, but alternative ways of carrying yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that the brand treasures so much. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was with a team, with some of the guys from the UK, but we were all in Indonesia together, and they were saying that, oh, you really embody the brand so well. Not because like I'm a punk, or a skinhead or whatever, but it's the spirit as well.
Yeah.
Right? So not conforming to the norms and just remaining in your creativity.
Yeah, in your element.
In your
while
element,
still carrying out
yeah,
professional work.
correct. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't have to like change to conform to the regular
Corporate,
stuff.
typical
Yeah,
ni lah.
correct.
Okay, so but maybe because you found the right brand, the right
Yeah.
company, do you think it will be limiting towards you as well if you were to venture into other probably
I don't think so.
brands or companies?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think like, in 2025 now, I think the creative industry, like marketing is creative. It's no longer somebody just sitting at the desk, and calling people
Yeah.
or like just it is not a static job anymore. You have to go out, you have to meet people.
True.
You have to embody the brand that you represent, right? Yeah. So I mean, for example, if I were to go to like Nike, I could still look like this because athletes can still look cool.
Yeah,
True.
true.
And yeah, so it doesn't mean that just because I am the way I am limited to a certain type of brand.
I don't think so.
or
It's
what,
you.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so. The limitation comes from you. I feel like it comes from the other party.
Yeah.
So have you ever faced or encountered any other challenges when
Yeah.
it comes to getting work? Not that your portfolio is not living up or keeping up to the
Yeah.
requirement. I think you exceeded the
Yeah.
amount of experiences you have. You're crazy. But just because how you look, all tatted up and colored hair.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more and more accepted. I don't think it's that much of an issue nowadays.
Right.
Yeah,
But earlier days?
I would think that in the past, having tattoos, or having earrings and all that on a man, it's a little bit taboo. Like I mean in our parents' time
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you got tattoo, you gangster, but nowadays it's no longer that. I mean, funny story, like a couple of days ago there was an auntie. I went to a kopitiam to order dinner, and I was waiting at the table, and she came and sat at the table with me, and then she asked me, hey, your tattoo can rub off one, can wash off one. So I had to answer her in a very, very nice way,
Yeah.
and that you cannot. But at the same time, she also asked, oh, I've always wanted to understand why people want to have tattoos.
Okay.
So she found that intriguing. I felt a little bit attacked,
Okay.
because you're a total stranger, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, no lah, she's just being an auntie. Right?
Yeah.
So I explained to her, that having tattoos, right now is basically an expression of the individual. It doesn't mean that the person's a bad person
Yeah.
or whatever, right? Because generally, when it's like in the past, people would think, oh, got tattoo, you gangster.
Yeah.
So having that understanding, so I saw it as an opportunity to educate as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, but
And
to
the way
answer
she
you,
come also like very
Yeah.
recently coming to
Yeah,
wanting
correct,
to know. Like
correct.
it's just that, like, okay, weird because we don't know each
Yeah.
other, that kind of thing.
but to
Like,
answer
really
your
high lah.
question, I mean, I don't think it's much of an issue nowadays.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's on radio or, I mean, on TV, maybe it'd be an issue.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
yeah.
usually when I have to go on TV, they would say either tie your hair up, take out your earrings, or wear long sleeve. Right? Usually that's the case, But I think generally it's just more and more accepted now, regardless of whatever industry that you're in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now talking about industries, right? You've been in the music industry, you've been in the scene, especially in the independent scene for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And based on your experience as well, being in the music industry, also doing other things that you collect, like, teaching, working at this event place and this and that. Do you think it's also important for an artist to either just focus on being an artist, or they should have something steady going on as well?
Yep. I think the landscape of music in Malaysia doesn't allow artists to completely be artists.
Right.
Because of our population that's so small and segregated by language and unfortunately race as well, right? I mean, I guess in this sense, when it comes to language, it comes with the race as well. So it's not like the US, where you can, I mean, it's just equally as difficult,
Okay.
but they have a much bigger population, a much better infrastructure,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like even in Australia as well. When my brother tells me all the time, over in Australia you can tour, you can do different cities and stuff like that. And in Canada there are programs that help you become an artist, to chart your career, similar
Okay.
to Singapore as well.
Okay.
So unfortunately here in Malaysia, we don't have that kind of infrastructure. We don't have that kind of education and platforms, to direct you to say, hey, here are 10 things you can do or sign up or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can become this
Right.
if you
I
keep
think
doing
we have
this or
that for
whatever.
influencers or online affiliates and all that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think so specifically for artists.
Yeah, so specifically for artists, I mean, there isn't. I mean, like whether it's a music artist or, like
Yeah.
a painter or like a graffiti artist or
Yeah.
whatever, you kind of just have to figure it out yourself, right? So, but I think it's important to know that in Malaysia, such is the situation.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's a never. For example, like Kaka Azraf. I mean, let's use Kaka as an example. Kaka does music full time.
Yeah.
Now her husband has like his own business and stuff like that, but music is really her thing.
Yeah.
Diane Trisha, like she doesn't just do music, she does like acting, brand deals and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So a lot of people just kind of like, diversify.
True.
So I think similarly for artists in Malaysia, you gotta have a full-time job to fund your fun stuff.
Basically, full-time job to find your hobby or
Yeah.
your passion. Because standing on your passion alone, it's not that it's not possible. It
Yeah.
is, but it comes with its own challenges as well. That we
Yeah,
all have a
correct.
daily basis. I mean,
Correct.
we have to live on a daily basis. We've got bills to pay. Bills need to be paid and all that stuff lah. So makan nak kena cari
Yeah,
makan juga. You got to eat somewhere, some way or the other. So to sustain that. And also to sustain what you like to do in your free time. Well, when we come back, we'll talk deeper about this. You guys relax kejap. I'll be right back. All right, we are back, guys. Episode ke-18, one of my favorite, number 8. Of course, I have to bring my favorite person on this yellow couch. Yes, we've got
Darren from the band An Honest Mistake.
Rakan Muda. Sambung balik cerita yang kita cerita tadi. So speaking about being an artist in Malaysia, although you made your comparison with America. America is bigger, wider.
For sure, larger population.
Yeah,
and all
larger
that.
population. And then there's more, I think, diversity pun lebih banyak kot. Malaysia, at least, not that many.
No, I think like for example, like earlier on I mentioned, that we're also divided by language.
True,
right?
but we are smaller. So I feel
Correct.
like it should be more structured, right?
To a certain extent, it's yes and no. For example, like my band, we do English music.
Yeah.
Who are our competitors besides the other local bands?
Right.
Our competitors are also like fighting with like Ed Sheeran and all these other bands, right?
International, yeah.
Yeah, international acts. So I think it's just a very different landscape, right? So in order to be an artist, I do believe that you need a full-time job to fund your stuff.
True.
For example, like if I were just to do music, there are, I mean, that's kind of like a blanket statement also because there are so many sections, of
True.
music. Because when you say play music, I mean, that's the performance side of things. But you
Yeah.
can also do production.
Yes.
You can also do music videos. You can be a songwriter. You can be an artist manager. There are so many other sections of music, right? That you can, and other streams of income that you can work towards. But to do performance and being like a musician and artist, like it in itself is not sustainable in that sense lah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
got to find other things. If you like music, there are other ways of getting money and earning a living by
While
doing-
still being in the industry.
Yeah, while
doing
still
what
being
you
in the
enjoy
industry,
doing
yeah.
lah. But
Yeah.
it's best to have, because you see, what I'm saying is also a good thing being like you, for example, like you have a steady corporate job, I would say, corporate lah,
Yeah.
corporate job, where you get to also explore and also use up all the things that you've been
Yeah.
doing all your life, like all
Yeah.
these experiences. Finally you get to put it in one pot, like doing this
Yeah.
to earn a living, while also not neglecting your hobby, your passion.
Exactly.
In still doing music. And the best part is you're so lucky you get to do a job where you can combine both.
Yeah, exactly. I
You
mean,
know,
like the
and
brand
like-
has so much to do with music as well,
Exactly,
and that's perfect.
supporting local with
Yeah.
an international brand, that
Yeah.
is also a great platform, which I feel a lot of people should have been more exposed and open to. If you are in a position or if you have the privilege of connecting two and two together, why not? Sebab kalau kita tak support our local artists, who else will? Okay, now let's lighten up the mood a little bit and get into our game session. Very easy lah for you. I think I
I'm
already
good
know
at
the-
playing games.
Yeah, I
I'm very
know.
good at playing
It's
games.
very competitive, by the way. Dan apa ni? I think because I know you so well, I'm just going to pretend like I don't know lah.
Okay.
We're going to play a very simple one, top 3 favorites only with you. Okay,
Okay.
so I'll read out.
You are my favorite lah. You know that.
You are too. But that's why lah. You're my favorite. That's why you come to the 18th episode. 8 is
lah,
my
special
favorite
lah.
number. I must save best for last. People say Okay, let's play the game. The first one, your favorite bands or artists of all time, top 3.
Of all time, Dashboard Confessional, Taking Back Sunday, and Under Oath.
Really? Jangan pretending to be like, I don't know. Really? You're good. I expect. Okay. Songs you wish you had written. Top 3.
Oh, wow, this one's tough. Yeah. I think songs I wish I had written is crazy, right? Because I would say maybe like a Taylor Swift song. Because she's actually really good at writing lyrics.
Right.
And-
True.
And I mean, some people don't like her, I personally am not a huge fan.
But
I-
slowly going
I
into.
admire the art lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Taylor
So
Swift.
so that's any Taylor Swift song,
Okay.
right? Um,
You're slowly becoming a Swiftie, is it?
I am not. I will never be a Swiftie. I'll never admit.
Orang yang cakap never tu lah ya. End up going to all suddenly all Swiftie.
I mean, the only reason why now I know a little bit more was because I had to, like,
Do an
we
event,
organized
yeah.
like a mini like Swiftie tribute kind of event, that I DJ'd, and I had to learn the song so that I can place it correctly. But yeah, so that's one. I think another song would be, I think I would still go back to like any song from the top 3 bands that I like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Alright.
think it's quite interesting because of the way they put their words together, they put their emotions together. Yeah. So
Right.
I mean, if you guys check out any Dashboard Confessional, Taking Back Sunday, or Under Oath song, you will see how intricate the lyrics are. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So one of those bands, and then the other one.
The last one would be,
Anyone locally.
yeah, I think if it was anyone locally, I would probably say like somebody like Saint Kylo, or even like Darren
Right,
Ashley,
yeah,
or
yeah.
any of the local artists that we know. I adore their songwriting. You know,
Yeah.
I think everybody writes in such a different way.
Yeah, expressing
Yeah.
themselves.
So, and I know for a fact that I cannot write like what they can write.
That's
know?
what you
So
think.
that, for me, I would say any local band, whether it's Trophy Knives or Massacre Conspiracy, or even like, Fuad, or whatever band, even like a younger band like This Noise or Northbound,
yeah.
these bands are absolutely amazing, So,
So
I
one
would
of
say,
their songs lah.
yeah, any of their songs
Okay. Live shows or concerts you ever played? Top 3 favorite.
that I've ever played.
Yeah.
The best one would definitely be Taiwan, when we played with 30,000 people.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
that
so
one
there
you
was
told me about
30,000
that,
people
yeah.
by the beach. It was first time like seeing so many people by the beach and looking.
You can see,
very,
you
very-
see, is that people or sand
Oh
or
yeah,
the
I
laut?
could see them. Yeah, so it was really nice. So Taiwan in 2016, and then I would say any show in the Philippines, that we've played at, whether big or small, it's always been great.
Okay.
So I think we've been to Philippines many times, and we actually want to go back there again. We just haven't.
Okay. Maybe
And I think
2026.
Rock the World in 2015, because Rock the World 2015 was very interesting because this was the one of the rare ones that they had a tour. So they went to different states. So
Yeah.
we were on that tour. And then the KL one, we didn't play on the biggest stage. We were like maybe stage number 2. So
Okay.
that year they had 3 stages.
Yeah.
Main stage, our stage, which I can't remember what it was called, but it was probably like an indie stage.
Okay.
And then there's the noisy stage where all the hardcore bands played. So our stage looked the nicest because they that stage had like bulbs hanging from the ceiling, and it looked really nice and intimate. And then it started to drizzle,
Oh.
right? A little bit. And I was playing like this one slow song.
Okay.
And then this girl was like right in front, right? And then I asked her to come to the front, and she climbed over the barricade, and she stood right at the edge of the stage, right? So I squat down, and I think she had a boyfriend then.
Okay.
I held her hand and I sang the whole song looking into her eyes for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was magical, right?
Because of the stage.
it was
and all
the vibe
lighting,
and everything,
then
and she was just
drizzling.
like so like
He was enjoying being serenaded by you lah.
I mean, it was a very unique situation because I don't think anything like that has ever happened in the history of Rock the World.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the girl climbed, and then like, man, I wish I knew her name, I have pictures.
Okay. Then you post and say,
But
siapa pemilik gambar ini, please hadir.
Yeah, so I think Rock the World 2015 lah, that would be the crazy one. I mean, it's crazy that, we're talking about it. This happened 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I think you should. As we speak, you should later post on your Instagram.
Yeah,
I also want
maybe
to
I
see who's
should
this
lah.
girl. Okay, lessons you've
You
learned
jealous
from being in the music industry.
What? Lessons, what?
Lessons you've learned from being in the music industry. Got me distracted.
Right. You see, compliment you cannot tahan, cannot handle already, right?
It's a nice concert. I come.
I think
I go and jump the barricade.
I think the first and most important lesson
Right.
that I've learned by being in the scene for so long is to be respectful of other artists and the people that came before you. You know, to know who they are and to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's some kind of unspoken hierarchy, which I also believe is very important. But basically, what I'm trying to say is respect, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember, that is the
I
first
think
and
it will
foremost.
help you go a long way also.
Yeah, respecting each other, and then number 2 would be humble. You know, never ever think that you're the biggest rock star. Even Radi from OAG, who's probably the biggest rock star, when he sees me and I'm like nowhere at his level, he's like, "Hey, Darren!" You know,
Yeah.
every time.
I think being humble also actually
every
help
time.
you go a long way in this industry.
Yeah,
especially.
so every time, you know, and he does that, right? So I'm like, wow, you know, and I am not even like the biggest artist or whatever, and he remembers me. He's obviously a much bigger name than I am. So I think being humble is very, very important. And
I agree.
yeah, and the last one is to honor the people that are unseen.
Right.
example,
Yes.
You see, and this comes in all hand in hand with respect and being
Yeah.
humble too.
True.
For example, just because you're the rock star doesn't mean that you have to be rude to the sound guy or to the
These people
the
help you.
crew, jaga pintu or whatever. You know, you need to be respectful to these people too,
Yeah.
and you need to honor them because like guys like the sound guys, you know, if they kurang ajar, say, "Oh, kau kurang ajar, aku off lah sound kau."
Yeah.
You know, or they purposely make you sound like
I mean,
sound
all these
bad.
people can also manipulate your show, you know. at the
Correct,
end of the
exactly.
day.
They
So,
are.
please.
Who's the true rock star
Yeah.
in a concert?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
not the artists, you know. It's the sound people, the organizers, and the people behind the scenes.
Even the cameraman taking your picture.
Exactly, for sure.
Just, if you lansi they'll be
Yeah.
like, okay lah, I ambil gambar yang tak ada kena-mengena, you know.
Yep,
Then you don't
correct.
get good pictures from the
Yeah,
show.
so I think all these 3 things are things that I learned in very, very, very early, you know, and to all, and that has led us, our brothers, like, you know, throughout this entire journey of our career, you know,
Correct.
in music.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pieces of gear you can't live without.
Pieces of gear I can't live without. Guitar, that's for sure. My guitar amp. And my mic. Yeah, these are 3 things that I cannot live
his
without.
mic lah, guys. Tolong lah.
Yeah.
Please lah.
No, it's
the time we
true.
do show together, so he wants his mic.
No, it's true. It's true because, like, for example, like my guitar. I mean, I in my career, you know, I've been fortunate enough to gather a bit of money to buy, you know, some guitars.
Yeah.
So my guitar is definitely key. I think it's all these things are very personal. It's kind of
Yeah.
like tuned to you.
And also because your heart and money, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
you
true.
reach over the time.
Yeah.
As you earn more, then you get this,
Yeah.
then you get that.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, is it my guitar pedal or my guitar amp that I would need more, right? Then I thought about it. Okay, if I don't have any of my pedals, I can still do with my guitar amp. So definitely my guitar amp. Yeah, and then my mic. Yeah, I don't want to share mic lah with people. Dia orang punya Ailio
It's not
semua,
bukan share
kahak.
mic je, okay? He specifically one that I don't know lah. He's hearing, maybe he hear his voice.
No,
like,
yeah, it's
nicer
true.
On that mic
You
or
just
something.
want to
But I
make sure that
guess
you sound good.
It's a personal thing also.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You know, being
Hygiene.
with a person, dealing with microphone every day. Last one.
Okay.
Because
Last one, you
coming
can.
to-
I give you 10 more lah.
for me you will lah. Not for you. I mean, for me you will lah. Last one. Because we are coming to an end for
Okay.
2025. 3 things that you probably might not have achieved yet in your bucket list.
Wow. Okay. My bucket list.
Am I supposed to pretend also I don't know some of this? Oh really?
My bucket list. You know. meh?
Yeah. God
You-
lah.
you tell.
I think
You tell.
out of that 3 maybe I can guess one lah. But I don't know. Like you say lah. I don't know you, ma.
I think the first one. Wow. Okay. This is a hard question.
Top
because
three.
I set goals every year for music, you know. But I think like on a personal level, I think maybe. So lately I've been playing pickleball, right? I think something that I would like to check off the bucket list would be to play one tournament lah. One tournament.
I knew it.
Okay. That's just no,
I
but the thing is I'm not good.
suspected
No,
that.
but I'm not good yet, you know. I don't even
Yet.
have any rating
Yet.
or whatever, right?
Yet.
Yeah, but I think, you know, at
It's
some
doable
point
lah for you.
at some point, right?
Yeah,
Because I used to play basketball and I used to play in a club and stuff like that. So I think I want to be able to have that kind of feeling again.
With pickleball.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
pickleball, one of it. Another one?
So the second one would be, I think I definitely want to play Japan because we were supposed to go to Japan, but then we applied for the grant and then tak dapat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
So,
so sad actually.
Yeah, but I believe, like
That's the reason why it didn't happen.
there's a
when you
reason
want
why
to
it didn't happen. Yeah, correct. Because it was also during the time when my dad was
Yeah.
sick,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that second one, and then I think the third one would be to play a giant festival. I mean,
I knew it. That's what I had in my mind.
we did Rio Merdeka, which was nice stage. It was really fun. So shout out to the team at Rio. But I would really like to see a festival that would be like, I don't know, like a week long, just
So it's like
local
Coachella.
music. Yeah, like
Coachella, but in Malaysia.
I mean, Coachella's like 3 days, lah, right? But I want it to be that, and it's not like, oh, okay, band hardcore je, or band
want
metal je,
A
or like
sample.
band, like sendu je, it's not that. I want to see something coming together in Malaysia with all different languages, but a proper festival.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
all from different genres.
Yeah.
Like all.
Yeah, correct. All different genres. I don't want to see just like one festival with one type of genre or one type of people. You know what I mean?
Should
Yeah,
just,
I think there's already too much of that.
yeah,
Already.
gather everyone.
Yeah,
And like we have a lot of talented local
Yeah,
artists.
I want to see
Wow.
diversity.
Yeah.
I want to
feel like we're
see
doing local lah again.
Yeah, I want to see diversity and more variety. That's for sure.
I think that's our bucket list.
Yeah.
If you have a bucket list, that's our bucket
Yeah.
list actually.
I think the other
have-
bucket list is to actually see Aqilah dance lah. So Aqilah hasn't danced yet. So.
Lambat lagi, dek. Okay, when we come back, we're coming to an end already. But of course, we have to hear a few words from you lah. Maybe especially for the youngsters later, for the musicians, or even anyone at this stage of life in this era now, with social media and all that stuff. Kejap lagi. Okay, when we come back, you guys sabar kejap. Alright guys, we are back untuk next hour episode ke-18 presented by Rakan Muda, and it's my favorite. It's my tagline lah. This time my tagline lah.
Your favourite,
Kita kembali untuk melepaskan pergi. Yeah, because I believe if you love that person, you're not supposed to own them.
Okay.
Wow, when I translate it in English,
So
it sounds
deep,
so
ah.
funny. No, dalam bahasa Melayu is, kalau kita menyayangi, tak semestinya kita perlu memiliki.
Yeah.
It sounds
I mean, it's the
better in
same
Malay
thing,
lah.
but when you say it like you own somebody, wow.
Yeah, that's why I say when I translate
Wah,
it
you-
sounds so wrong. But okay lah, you get what I mean lah kan.
I do.
But before I let you go, of course, you need to give a few words, especially to young musicians out there. Being you,
Yeah.
the host for Lokala, that's always, mengangkat dan support local scene, especially in the music industry. And also, as a person who's been in the industry for long, maybe a few words, because, we
Yeah.
are from the era where we are millennial lah, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the dial-up internet, and then now everything is at the end of your fingertips.
Yeah.
Everything, I can know everything what you're doing also. Your updates on pickleball, everything I can know. Last time cannot, must call first. Call, lepas tu tak dapat engage. Tu call balik. From that era up until now, with the new technologies as well, how can that help and all that?
Yeah. Well, I think the first and most important thing, and I think we've covered that already, is to do the three things, right?
Yes.
Be respectful, be humble, and to remember the ones behind the scenes, right? That's first and foremost. But I think it's to really go out, not hide behind your computers or your phones, or your TikTok account or your Instagram account that has like, 30,000 followers, It really doesn't matter if you have all the likes and all the streams, but when you put on a show, you can't even pack out a venue, So I think go out to shows, meet people, talk to people, be part of the community, and don't just be part of one community, be part of many communities. I think for me, I've been fortunate enough to be in the scene for so long that I dabble in a bit of here and there. I know like the hardcore kids. I know like the singer songwriter guys. And I know like the funk guys. And the pop guys. So it's a bit of a mixture. And don't ever throw shade on any of these other scenes. We're all at the end of the day fighting for one big thing, which is we all just want our music to be heard, right?
Yes.
So I think if you're a new artist, go out, explore, meet people, and talk to the older bands, and I think more than happy, like for example myself, I'm more than happy to like help you and answer questions and stuff like that, and if you feel that it's really difficult, just do it.
Yeah.
There really is no other way but to just do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
I agree.
yeah, so that's really my word of advice. Form your own little communities, and be part of something. And when there's an opportunity, take it. If there are no opportunities, you create it. That's one of the things that have kept me going all this while.
Yeah.
For being in the music scene and being in the industry.
Yeah. And if Darren can do it, so can you.
Exactly.
He can tahan all those years, simpan
Yeah.
rambut panjang, and finally get to live his
Yeah.
long hair dream and all
Yeah.
that. But it's true actually. Whatever that's reflecting on your social media, which is on your screen, doesn't reflect the same exact thing that you are portraying. Build your PR, human to human, because that's where you learn the hard way actually. Not everybody is very welcoming, not everybody is very warmed, not everybody.
Yeah.
And you learn, and then that's how you deal with people. That's how you can also learn how to carry yourself around different communities, different crowd. Okay, so make sure as a new musician, go out there, perform as many as you can, gain as many experience as you can get performing live. Catch Darren performing live as well. And of course, when we revisit in 2026, we want to see whether he can join the tournament already or not. Pick a ball. Then we see, we tick the bucket list for you. All right. Apa-apa pun, we'll see you guys in the next episode of Next Up, presented by Rakan Muda. Till then, I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye.
See you guys.